NReal. So this is now the latest iteration of quote-unquote smart glasses, and what everybody believes is the mainstream for augmented reality, which I personally laugh at. This is actually the commercialized version of another product called the NReal Max or something like this, where they actually had AR features. You had head tracking, you could interact with the content using your hands. But of course, because it's too expensive, they went and cut back a lot of the features. I'm going to talk about the NReal Lite first, because this was actually a semi-decent product. Microsoft HoloLens released their headset. It was the first true augmented reality headset to exist. And then NReal came out with their variation of what essentially was the HoloLens. And the way it worked is that you'd have these pair of glasses that you would hook up to your phone, and the phone would become the computer. You could see there's cameras up in the front of it to track the user's head, and as he was poking his hands out, he was actually able to do things with it. But what NReal didn't focus on when they did this was the interactivity, or how would you use such glasses. So what they did was they actually used hand tracking as a secondary function. They would use the mobile phone kind of like a remote pointer. Why the HoloLens took off so well is because it made very convincing augmentations that you could actually interact with, and therefore you could do a lot with the headset. Whereas these NReal glasses were just a screen attached to the phone that you could potentially do AR with because it had the capability to do so. No one was able to really do this. I say no one because I've worked with these headsets. In fact, I have a set at the laboratory. I was actually kind of impressed with it. But nobody did anything with this, and that's mainly because AR is actually very hard to do. But you can see through the headset, they actually did a pretty good job with it. But what happened was their development kit was impossible to work with. So nobody made apps for it. So nobody used them. And rather than doubling down, because they did a great job with the product design of this one, and it was limited to a few mobile phones that had to be powerful enough to run it, because it's not cheap to run this. No, they instead decided to remove the AR features and just make it a television screen.
What's the point?
So that's it. So you're looking through the headset, that is just a static 2D monitor now.